Oh, it's a sunny Friday, June 19th, 2020. I seem to like this town. I was here on Wednesday. I'm supposed to drive out to East Hampton to pick my wife up today, but I got off the hook, so felt like going train watching again. First train is 27:43 en route from Spionk to Jamaica at 3:35. At 3:43, that was 2094 from New York to Ronkonkoma, going slow through a work area where the station reconstruction is. And here's a close-up view of the eastbound platform they're constructing here. Looking east, you can get a real good look at the westbound platform they're building. Good day for train and plane watching. Got Air France coming into Kennedy. Here comes Aer Lingus coming in from Ireland. Most likely from Dublin. Well, at 3:54 p.m., things are not going well on the railroad here. Train 2772, a Jamaica to Patchogue train, is stopped in Mineola. He's been there for about 35-40 minutes with equipment trouble. A rescue engine has been summoned. And we've got westbound M9s at 4:01. We got 556 coming east from Jamaica to Oyster Bay. And heading east at 4:12 is train 656. The first of the through Port Jeff rush hour trains. From Hunters Point Avenue to Port Jefferson. And you can see Alex in the background. He hangs around here seemingly on a regular basis. And approaching at 4:52 is train 658 from New York to Port Jefferson. slowing down soon. He's got to stop at Mineola. And the gate's going down at 5:05 for train 555 en route from Oyster Bay to Jamaica. Westbound equipment going over the 12th Street crossing at 5:09. And 2096 is in the station, heading for Ronkonkoma. That train comes out of Atlantic Terminal, headed for Ronkonkoma. And next stop at 5:22 is 660 en route from New York, Penn Station to Port Jefferson. And coming now at 5:29 is train 655. He's a speedster, runs from Port Jeff to Jamaica. Runs non-stop from Huntington to Jamaica.
Hello, everyone.
Usually burning the rails up here.
Must wear a mask, bandana, or scarf that covers your nose and mouth. Please keep the mask on for the duration of your trip while stay safe.
Coming in now at 5:30 is train 560 from Hunters Point Avenue to Oyster Bay. During these essential schedules, this train will stop at New Hyde Park. Unusual to see diesel stop at this station. I think that's really the only one that does. I remember a train many years ago, back in the 60s, there used to be a Spionk to Jamaica train that ran on the weekends. Made every stop from Spionk to Babylon, then South Farmingdale, Bethpage, Hicksville, Westbury, Mineola, and New Hyde Park before getting to Jamaica. He even stopped at Blue Point and Bayport. I mean, he made every single station stop from Spionk to New Hyde Park before running express to Jamaica. And at 5:42, as Alex is zeroing in, we got train 662 coming. Slowly, he's got a restricting signal at Nassau West. Runs from Hunters Point Avenue to Port Jefferson. he's got an approach signal, so he's picking up a little bit of speed. You can see a couple of trains ahead of this guy even. Next up will be 2714, not 2740. On summer Fridays, it's renumbered 2714 and it runs all the way to Montauk, not Spion. And next up at 5:45 with a restricting signal at Nassau West is 2714. He's on his way out to Montauk. This is about one of the longest, if not the longest, run on the railroad. Running from Penn Station, New York, all the way out to Montauk. Got an approach now. So this is from Penn Station to Montauk. That's the longest ride you can take on an on-Amtrak train anywhere in the continental United States. And there's British Airways coming in from London Heathrow, most likely. Worked for that company for almost 20 years. At 6 o'clock should be 1726, New York, Huntington. That was 1728 actually, from Atlantic Terminal to Huntington. At 6:06 there should be train 1730, New York to Huntington. And approaching eastbound on track 1, par for the course, is train 1256 from New York to Hicksville. It's got M9s tonight. Time is 6:09 p.m. Local to Hicksville runs on track 1 all the way to accommodate overtakes. And next up at 6:12 is the train 2070, the poor man's Ronkonkoma Rocket from New York to Ronkonkoma. They say poor man's because it makes stops now. Jamaica, Hicksville, and all stops to Ronkonkoma. It's not the express it usually is. Was impressive through here anyway. And at 6:18, this is the diesel hour. 8 diesel trains will pass by here in the next hour. This train is 664 en route from Hunters Point Avenue to Port Jefferson. Let's see if the engineer blasts the horn with authority tonight. Unsatisfactory. Cargolux. Double-ended diesels. I was train 2716 en route from Jamaica to Montauk by at 6:30. First stop is the Dodge City of Long Island, Bayshore. Up the wind, 637. The eastbound was 2076. I think that's from Atlantic Terminal to Ronkonkoma, and that was 557 blasting by from Oyster Bay to Jamaica. And next up at 640 is train 666 from Hunters Point to Port Jeff. This guy usually gives a few extra blasts on the horn. Let's see what happens. True to form, just like the other night. 647 on track number 1, oddly enough, is train 564 from Penn Station, Oyster Bay. They're having problems on number 2 track. Some trains are being held west of Hicksville. Hey, Alex, having a good time here tonight?
Oh yeah, good old mainline rush hour.
Oh yeah, a little slow trains though, a couple of times, but
it's a shit show we got.
Yeah, I like your shirt.
Yeah.
NNW, NS911. Yeah, I saw that engine in Scranton at Railfest a couple of years
I
ago.
got this in North Carolina.
All right.
Transportation.
Oh, I heard that's good.
Yeah.
And approaching very slowly at 6:59 p.m. is train 668 en route from Hunters Point Avenue to Port Jefferson. It's the last through train to Port Jeff for the rush hour. Normally he's zipping right on through here at 79. His first stop is Hicksville, but right now he's got a stop signal. Approaching very slowly. There's switch trouble west of Hicksville Station, and trains are taking numbers going through the interlocking there. So it's a bit of a slow go.
Stay safe and thank you for riding. Hola a todos. Cuando viajen en el tren, tienen que llevar una máscara o una cubierta de tela cubriéndose la nariz y boca. Por favor, manténganse cubiertos durante todo el viaje y durante su espera en la estación.
68 is traveling about 79 miles an hour slower through here than he usually does. In other words, a complete stop. Still got a stop signal at Nassau West. Looks like the crew member might be ready to lift the gates here. Yeah, the crewman lifted the gates up. Not a good sign for this train. Well, he's got a clear track now. Gets smoothed out on the main line. Got a little switch trouble or a broken down train. It's a nightmare on this line sometimes. And now approaching at 7:14 is train 566 en route from Jamaica to Oyster Bay. And I can start to smell the aroma of Herr Klaus Kleinstauber's homemade sauerkraut, brewed in Wankendorf. He's got an approach signal, so he's not going to be going very fast.
Hello everyone. When you ride our trains, you must wear a mask, bandana, or scarf that covers your nose and mouth. Please keep the mask on for the duration of your train ride and while waiting at the station.
Oh, he laid on a little Wiener Schnitzel on the plate too. All right, our last train seen on this nice evening of diesel fanning here at New Hyde Park at 7:23 is train 559. We'll be rushing past en route from Oyster Bay to Jamaica. That guy was pushing for all it's worth. 6 cars ahead of him, the maximum for one engine.